Hello, my magical friends. Jamie Mendez, owner of Magical Me, spiritual intuitive and spiritual teacher, here today to discuss Totem Tuesday with you. So every week on my business page, every Tuesday, I discuss a new animal totem or even an elemental totem. And why do I do this is because animals play an integral part in bringing forth divine information, not only on a global level, but on an individual level. So if you're familiar with ancient Native Americans or shamanism, you know that animal symbolism and animal medicine is very important in those cultures. And the reason being for this is because they're divine messengers, and everything is about synchronicity. Okay, so the way that spirit communicates with us is through its messengers, is through synchronicity, is through symbolism. So when I say spirit, that's a very broad term for the creator, your spirit guides, your higher self. And so your higher self is going to take the opportunity to place signs in front of you for your personal development, if you will. This Totem Tuesday, the messenger that we are going to be working with is the owl. And that's very, I should say coincidental, but I don't believe in coincidences. Again, everything is divine synchronicity. Being that the owl is connected to the moon. And we are just coming out of, we're on the third day of the full moon's energy. So this full moon in particular has been all about the same qualities that an owl represents. So this full moon has been bringing up a lot of shadows and making us on individual levels deal with our own personal shadows and things that we've kept buried deep down within us, because it's time for it all to kind of come to a head and to the surface so that we can deal with it and let it go. So a lot of unresolved things that we're holding on to that are no longer serving us have to be let go so that we can make room for new things that are coming into our life and to be able to advance in our paths. So the owl represents the same exact thing. The owl is known as, it's connected to the moon because of the fact that it is a nocturnal creature, and it has that night vision, so it can see in the dark. And so it has the ability to see what other beings or people are not seeing. So when the owl steps forward to work with you, as it has been this week for me and for you, because I always ask spirit to have a messenger come forward that is wanting to work with us on a collective level. So it is the owl. And maybe you yourself have been seeing images of the owls everywhere, or you've actually been hearing owls, or people have been talking about owls. I've got all my nice owl jewelry on today because I am working with Owl Magick. I am embracing Owl's message. And so the owl being connected to nighttime, and nighttime is associated with shadow. So again, shadows are coming up within us, within ourselves, in people around us, in situations around us, not as a bad thing, but to be given the opportunity to bring those shadows into the light, to cast the light upon them, to deal with them, resolve them, let them go. So owl also is connected to the moon because of it has the whole intuition factor going on and the clairvoyance. So again, that's the seeing, but the intuition on the clairaudient level, which is the clear hearing. And that's oftentimes how your higher self or spirit will communicate with you. Your intuition, that being that little voice that you're always hearing telling you to do something, to kind of advise you and give you a warning, that's clairaudience. That's you hearing clearly what is not in the physical world, if you will. So the owl has fantastic hearing ability, heightened hearing ability, that enables it to hear its prey and to hear, even predators coming into its area before anything else would even hear it. So these are things that you're going to want to pay attention to. Using your clairaudience, using your clairvoyance, listening to your intuition, looking within to see those shadows. Not only that, but the owl is connected to, the owl is known as the secret keeper. So what secrets are you keeping hidden within yourself that it's time to face and deal with. It's time to let go. Maybe there are people that are around you that are not being so forthcoming with information. So the owl is also known as an observer. And it gets its reputation of being wise because it does sit back and observe a situation before it acts. So you too are being guided to do this in your life. So remember, take a look at everybody. The owl can mean something different for everyone. These are just basic attributes of the owl. But always look to what does the owl mean to you first and foremost. So you may have all of these things that are going on in your life that you need to really pay attention to, or maybe you have something different, or maybe you have one of them. So look to your life and see if any of this applies and how you can then embrace that and bring it out into the light and let it go so that you can move forward on your path. The owl is also connected to higher wisdom and ancient wisdom because back in ancient Greece and ancient Rome, the owl is connected to Athena, the Greek goddess, and she was the Greek goddess of wisdom. So that's where that came in with the owl. But so what in your life can you get more information on? Maybe it is time for you to tap into a higher knowing, a divine knowing, if you will. So that too. Also, very interesting, the owl is connected to the divine feminine. Now, anybody who is unfamiliar with what the divine feminine is, it's basically the yin to life's yang, okay? Yang being the masculine energy, yin being the feminine energy. I find this very synchronistic as I am a teacher of and the creator of the Awakening the Divine Feminine workshops, which are available on my website. All my information will be available at the end of this segment. But also, the reason I teach those workshops is because the divine feminine is coming forward in all things. The trees, the archangels, the goddesses, the animals. It's stepping forward in all things because maybe it's time for you to bring your divine feminine back into balance with that masculine energy. If you do not know what the feminine is, I encourage you to look more into that. And definitely you're going to want to see if the owl is coming forward for you to embrace that part of your energy and your soul. Everything has to be in balance, and the feminine cannot be out of alignment with the masculine or vice versa. You've got to have them both, and the feminine is coming forward for the collective. So I'm not surprised that the owl is bringing forth that feminine as well. So what does the owl mean to you? That's a really good question to ask yourself. Everything that I discussed today, how can you utilize that magic or owl magic in your life? I'll see you next week, back with the next Totem Tuesday animal. Love and magical blessings. Bye-bye now.